Hi, welcome to Swim Focus. In this video, we're going to be talking about the power phase. So the power phase in the stroke cycle is where we're actually going to be developing most of our propulsion. Right, when we start to think of propulsion versus kick versus arm pull is going to be somewhere around 70% is what I've read for estimates. When we start thinking about triathletes maybe who are struggling with the kick, or adult learner swimmers who are struggling with the kick, now we're going to be starting to think about 90% or more. Right, so this is where we're going to generate the power. We don't generate a lot of power in the catch because we're not applying a lot of tension backwards, where we're setting ourselves up. In the finish, you might feel like you're working really hard, but you really have small muscle groups interacting at that point. Right, we have our tricep and maybe a little bit of our rotation from our body acting at that point. But the power phase is where the meat of our power comes from. The majority of our power comes from. And it comes from our large muscle groups, right? It comes from our chest, our pectoral area, our shoulders, and our lats and our back, right? So this is where primarily we're going to have a ton of power, okay, from our large muscle groups. So it's not something about, defining your biceps, getting a little bit stronger that way. It's a full body power motion, right? So if you're looking to build some strength, you can look at building strength in the water by wearing paddles, swimming with cords, or you can be looking at building some strength in the gym, right? And you want to be looking at these larger muscle groups, chin-ups, bench press, things like that, where you can actually generate large muscle groups together. Okay, let's take a look here. So I'm just going to play it. Now this is where someone is slipping in the catch, right? So it's in the power phase. So this is where you can see here, as you pull through, the setup's here. Okay, catch is good. We're ready to go. And now the elbow starts to drop and we're slipping through. Now, this is actually more common than you think. I see this in a lot of my athletes where the catch looks really good and then I don't see the power that I'm expecting afterwards. So as the arm pulls through, I see a slip and something's not happening. So what that means is generally is you've set yourself up for this fantastic pull, but your arm is looking for the path of least resistance, not the most resistance, right? So as you're pulling back, fast, right? No, we want to be smooth acceleration, feeling the power on our hands. So it's not about pulling fast. It's about pulling a lot of water back, and you'll feel it, right? So for an example here, Alexander Popov was the fastest 50 freestyler in the world for a very long time, held the world record for 10 years or so, I believe. In those races, though, Alexander Popov had a stroke rate of probably 10 to 15 strokes less per minute than other competitors. So if you think about that, his hands weren't moving the fastest, but he was pulling the most water. So what that means in terms of our power phase is that our goal is not to move our hands through very, very quickly. Our goal is to move our hands through maintaining feel or power on that water. Yes, we want to accelerate the hands back because that's how we generate force. F equals ma, right? So we need to be able to generate that acceleration on our hands to move the water away. But it can't come at the expense of losing the water or slipping in the water, right? So let's just watch here again as we're pulling, and there's the slip right there. Now at this point here, we have zero surface area to pull against, right? So as we're pulling back here, our hand is this way, so we're not going to have anything to pull against. Our goal in our power phase, our hand should look something a little bit closer to this, where we have a large power phase. Actually, that's not a very good drawing. Let's undo that one. It should look, from this angle, it should look more like this, where we have a straight arm there of being able to pull back. Okay, so that's the challenge when we're slipping, is that we're not going to be able to create a surface area, and then we're not going to be able to apply force onto the water. Okay, so I'm just going to grab another video. Okay, so this is an example of a slightly better power phase here. As we're pulling back, we want to keep that full vertical position so we can apply a lot of power onto the water. So there's our catch, there's the vertical position. Now from here to here, we're going to see our arm come up a little bit because our elbow is a lever, so it's going to come up because our shoulder's running out of space. Now as we pull back, there's our vertical position right there. And that's what we're looking for here, this vertical line here, where we're going to be able to generate power all the way through our surface area. That's what we want to keep. We don't want to let that elbow lead. We want to lead with the forearm, the palm, and the wrist all in a straight line. That's what we want to lead with. The elbow should never be leading. If you notice here though, when we're talking about high elbow in the catch or talking about high elbow in the pull, my elbow is above my wrist. And that's what we're looking for all the time. We want to have that ability to be able to keep that position all the way through. There we go, pull up and push back. That's the goal. We want to have ourselves be able to have a full surface area to pull with using our large muscle groups. If you have any questions about the power phase or anything else in the pull, please let me know at mike@swimfocus.com. I'd be happy to help out or happy to hear what you have to feedback on the videos. Thank you so much.